Hundreds of years ago, the Triads would kill their enemies with 100 cuts to the body. They would be very careful to avoid any major.
Rush Hour 4 is supposedly making the rounds at different studios as they try to finally get it off the ground. The movie would bring back Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan, and there's even talk that Brett Ratner might return to direct, though that's bound to stir up some debate. With all this buzz, it's the perfect time to break down what we'd love to see in Rush Hour 4. So, let's jump into everything we know so far. First up, let's break down the latest on Rush Hour 4. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Lionsgate executives had a meeting in July 2024 to talk about the movie. Other franchises like John Wick have been killing it with new sequels, but Rush Hour 4 is stuck in limbo, mostly because of Brett Ratner. He directed the first 3 movies, but his potential return is a huge red flag. Apparently he was part of the pitch, even though he's been out of Hollywood for years after multiple misconduct allegations. Ratner was a big deal back in the 90s and 2000s, directing music videos and blockbuster films. Rush Hour made him a household name, with the trilogy raking in over $500 million at the box office. But after serious accusations from multiple women, including Natasha Henstridge and Olivia Munn, his career pretty much tanked. Warner Brothers even let go of Rush Hour 4, giving other studios a shot. Still, Paramount and Sony both passed after hearing Ratner was involved. Now for the good stuff. Tucker and Chan have been teasing Rush Hour 4 for years. In 2019, they even posted a photo together, making fans lose their minds. But Chan's team quickly shut down the rumors. Then in 2022, Chan finally confirmed that they were talking about Rush Hour 4 at the Red Sea International Film Festival. So yeah, it's still in the works. But with all this drama, who knows when or if it'll actually happen. That being said, let's talk about what we want to see in Rush Hour 4. At this point, a time traveler from 2007 could pop into 2024 and still hear fans begging for Rush Hour 4 to finally happen. We've been teased over and over again, only to be left waiting. Every few years, Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan pop up, hinting at a sequel, but nothing ever sticks. With the latest buzz around Rush Hour 4 getting louder, it's only right to put together our wish list of things we absolutely need to see when this legendary duo returns. Let's dive in and see if our dream sequel aligns with yours. And let's be real, Chris Tucker's James Carter is the heartbeat of Rush Hour. His endless chatter, over-the-top reactions, and rapid-fire one-liners are what make the franchise so damn funny. Carter doesn't just crack jokes, he talks non-stop, even in the most ridiculous situations. Whether he's in a high-speed chase, dodging bullets, or about to get his butt kicked, he never stops running his mouth. That energy needs to be dialed up in Rush Hour 4. We want to see him roasting the bad guys mid-fight, overestimating his martial arts skills, and of course getting on Lee's last nerve. One of the best things about the Rush Hour series is how Carter and Lee's teamwork evolves. In the first movie, they could barely fight together without stepping on each other's toes. By Rush Hour 2, they had moments of coordination, and in Rush Hour 3, they were almost fully in sync. Now, Rush Hour 4 should take it to the next level. Carter should finally be holding his own, sort of. He's never going to match Lee's insane martial arts skills, but imagine them pulling off a perfectly synchronized fight scene with Carter adding his own chaotic, comedic spin to it. That's the gold we need. One of the biggest unresolved plot points is Isabella. She was a major character in Rush Hour 2, yet she was completely missing from the third film, despite the fact that they kept bringing up her breakup with Lee. Apparently, Carter accidentally shot her during a mission, and that was enough for her to peace out. But here's the thing. Rush Hour 3 originally had a deleted ending where Isabella returned, meaning the door is wide open for her comeback. If she does return, it doesn't have to be for the action. Maybe she's living her best life now, and Lee has to confront his feelings. Let the man have some romance for once. Carter's had his fair share of flings, but Lee's always been too busy being a kung fu machine to catch a break. It's time. Remember George, the hilarious wannabe spy from Rush Hour 3? That kid stole the show. He was clueless, overly confident, and somehow still useful. If Rush Hour 4 wants to keep the laughs rolling, they need to bring George back, this time as an actual secret agent. Maybe he's still just as goofy, but now he has real training, which only makes things worse. Imagine Carter trying to mentor him, only for George to be just as reckless and ridiculous as he was. It's a match made in comedic heaven. One of the best parts of the Rush Hour movies is seeing Carter react to different cultures. Rush Hour 2 took us to Hong Kong, and Rush Hour 3 had us running through the streets of Paris. Now, Rush Hour 4 needs to go big, like Dubai, Tokyo, or even somewhere totally unexpected like Rio de Janeiro. The more out of place Carter is, the funnier it gets. We need those moments where he completely misreads the customs of a foreign country, causing absolute chaos while Lee just facepalms in the background. The Me You Him scene in Rush Hour 3 was peak comedy. No one saw it coming, and it had everyone crying from laughter. Rush Hour 4 needs another one of these moments, maybe even bigger. Imagine Carter trying to navigate another language barrier and failing miserably. Maybe he gets into an argument with a guy named You or misinterprets some foreign slang, leading to another classic verbal disaster. Simple formula, but it works every time. Jackie Chan has been doing more serious action films lately, so we haven't gotten those creative, prop-heavy fight scenes he's famous for. That's gotta change in Rush Hour 4. Lee needs to be thrown into a ridiculous scenario where he has to use random objects to take down bad guys. Give him a hotel room full of furniture, a kitchen full of cooking utensils, or a high-end fashion store where he fights off goons with expensive designer belts. Anything to bring back that signature Jackie Chan fight magic. One of the best parts of the Rush Hour movies? The gag reels. Seeing Chris Tucker mess up lines and Jackie Chan get frustrated while doing stunts is pure comedy gold. A Rush Hour movie without a blooper reel is just unacceptable. And considering both Tucker and Chan are older now, you know the behind-the-scenes clips are going to be extra hilarious. We need one last "he ain't gonna be in Rush Hour 4" moment. At its core, Rush Hour is about the friendship between Carter and Lee. Their constant bickering, their unlikely teamwork, and their weirdly wholesome bond are what makes the movie special. Rush Hour 4 should lean into this even more. Maybe the whole plot is less about taking down criminals and more about their friendship being tested. Carter already sees Lee as his brother. Maybe it's time for Lee to admit he feels the same way. Cue an emotional moment before they dive into one last insane mission together. If this is going to be the last Rush Hour, it needs to end with some real closure. Fans don't want another open-ended, maybe there will be another one ending. The best way to wrap things up? Have Carter and Lee finally retired from the detective life? Maybe Carter convinces Lee to move to Fiji and open that beachside bar he joked about in Rush Hour 3. Imagine them finally chilling in paradise until something ridiculous happens and they have to spring into action one last time. Roll credits! At this point, we've waited over 15 years for Rush Hour 4, and if it's really happening, it better deliver. From classic banter to over-the-top action, these are the things that will make the wait worth it. Now all we need is for Hollywood to finally stop stalling and make this happen. Jackie, Chris, let's go. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.